Okay, hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are in orbit of Laythe, a moon of Jool. Kept saying planet. Technically it's a moon of Jool. And we are in a polar orbit, somewhat polar orbit, and we're going to shrink the periapsis down so that we can get closer and closer to the atmosphere. So we are going to just turn retrograde. We're just going to eyeball this. And we can't get below 90, I think it was. You have to be on either 90 or 50. It's hard to tell. We'll go to 90. We'll go to 90. So we are retrograde right now. Something ain't right. Yeah, it should be right. No, that's loud. Just watch the periapsis up here. At 100. There we go. Now we're going to start falling faster toward Laythe. As we come in, we'll get over here to the periapsis, the lowest point in our orbit, in 30 minutes, and we'll slow down again. How much will that use? That'll use 300 more, so we'll have 1,000 to deal with. Well, we don't want to do that. 88, 92, and 90. Yeah, somewhere around in there. 277 meters per second. We may want to dump off one of these satellites. In fact, let's go ahead and do that while it's going down. We'll take the top one. I did it again. I am going to F5 and save it. Try to do that every time. Here we go. Everything is turned on. We'll activate this. Give a little boost away from the other spacecraft here. And we'll turn prograde. Still looks like we're going to hit it. I don't think I went enough in that direction. Now we'll turn prograde. And this antenna is opened. I think everything is opened on this. Wait till we get out just a little bit more. And then we'll speed back up until we get, I don't know, 668, just about it. Here we go. We'll stop at 700 there, and we can change it later. Give us some good coverage anyway. Back to, I bet we are, nope, nowhere near. Let's see, map. We could switch to the debris and then hopefully change over to the other spacecraft here. There we go. Just a little bit of debris up there. I guess our other spaceship went that direction. There's the Pleiades. That means Orion's belt. Sorry, I can't help it. Betelgeuse, Rigel, Orion Nebula. Alright. We are falling toward Laythe. Very difficult to see any I should probably let this one off too, because we are going to, well, yeah. I should have let both of them off. I'm afraid if I disconnect this one will go. I don't think it will. We'll F5 and save it. And then we're going to break this one off. I need to get that antenna open too. Yeah, it's going to poke through, but it's not going to hurt anything. Activate. Give it a little boost. Turn on this one. We'll open this before we lose. Oh no, we won't lose battery. These open. We'll just let this one float here like that. That way it'll come close and then it'll go out again. So we're going to switch back to the rover. Here we are. Let's see if we can click this one open. Oh, I'm hooked to the there. Extend that one. extend that one. Here's my science experiments. I thought I had some on here. This is barometric pressure, so we should be able to just dip into, just slightly dip into. Yeah, we can close these. The atmosphere if we need to. Like 89. As soon as we get into 89, we'll do the test and then get back out again. Excuse me. And we've got some debris there. I should be able to, yeah, knock that out of the way. And we'll get rid of that debris later. So now we're left with a rover that's going to have to go through atmosphere without any, oh my gosh. Without any, oh my lord. Wonder what the atmosphere is like. We could do some saves and retries if we need to. We can go somewhere else, hopefully. Oh my, oh my. Okay, well, we still have our gravioli. We're over the Aegean Sea. Of course, we've already gotten one from the Aegean Sea. Okay, so we're stripped down. We're on our way to this orbit. Let's go ahead and speed up time. We'll be doing it on the night side. Let's slow down. I know we're over the Aegean Sea. I'm not sure if we get anything over the poles or if we've already done that one. We do want to turn retrograde. Okay, let's go on around. Seven minutes we'll be there. Should be just above the surface, I mean the atmosphere. Got 1 minute, it's a 22-second burn. We're going to slow the whole ship down. We'll probably do some test entries just slightly to see what speed we're going. This is about like Kerbal. This my rover will not make it unless I just use the rocket to just slowly descend through, but that's not going to work. Not how it typically works. We may have to sacrifice the mothership here and use it as a shield. As things start exploding, then you know I don't know what we're going to do. Not yet anyway. We're still over the Aegean Sea in space low. Don't know if we've been here before, but we are going to make our burn first. Trying to find, oh, there it is. Yeah. Let's see what that left us with. We have an apoapsis of 92, periapsis of 90, 635 meters. So that's good. We're not touching the atmosphere any. Ooh. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Okay, now we are going to be going faster than our other satellites. Do we have communication balance? We should have. Okay, still on the dark side. Can't do anything just yet. Let's go ahead and fast forward time until we get up top. I mean, we've got communication, full probe control, data transmission, yes, direct connection to the Space Center. Oh, probably because of my big antenna. Let's see what all we are connected to. Every green connection. Love it. Love it. Around Laythe, we've got one over here on that we are just connecting to. We're going to lose it though. But we've got one out here. It's a Jool satellite network link. Oh, that's the one we just pushed out. Yes, 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 yes. Now the problem will be when we detach the rover. The rover will only be able to speak to these smaller ones around Laythe, hopefully. And yeah, and then they can transfer hopefully to one of the bigger ones. Relay network in a polar orbit. Yeah, to this one. So we've got one in a polar orbit and one in a polar orbit that's really low. So these are all the connections. Who's talking to who? Back to this one. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Got to take a screenshot of that. You see some mountains down here, so that's a good good place to land. On the highlands, definitely. Not sure what's below us. We need to get into probe control, get up CurbNet access. This is apparently the Aegean Sea. Let's do our refresh here. And then we have, what is this? That's the poles. So we know there's some poles that we can land on. We could actually go for it right now. No, we couldn't. 1,400 meters per second fuel. I have no idea what it's going to take. So we know where the poles are. As it gets bigger, let's go this way so we can see just how big the poles are. Poles definitely going to be land. Someplace to land on Laythe. Wow. Poles is the place to be. So we can mark that with a waypoint, and we'll call it polar ice caps. Oh, if I type polar ice caps, we'll mark that waypoint. Okay, now when we look at the map, when we look in map mode, we'll be able to see a polar ice cap marker right there. So we know that's in the middle of some land. Okay, going on. Oh, I gotta get ready to take a sample. Have I been over the poles? Log of gravity. Oh, there it is. We're gonna send some information back that we have not discovered yet. Getting some new data back to the Kerbal Space Center. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice money. Get that data from the poles. Again, over the Aegean Sea, we can kind of take a look at the surface through here. That's kind of where we'll be. Oh, that's another great shot right there. Look at that. Try to find it good. Jool in the background. Nice. Nice. Excuse me. Okay. Back to Laythe. Again, we're over the GNC, so we know the pole's a good place to land. We know there's some mountains over there. We can see them. About out of fuel on this thing. We may just be stuck in orbit, people. This right here, not sure how much it would have. Not sure if it would even be able to slow itself down enough to fall. We may have to sacrifice this in order to slow down enough to get this one into a descent, a good descent. We could probably look this direction. Nice little storm. Oh, looks like some land over there as well, which eventually we'll hit because we are in a polar orbit. We, you know, as the planet rotates, assuming it rotates the same as Kerbal there. Yeah, hard to tell, hard to tell, hard to tell. We are at 92, just passed over the... Oh, if I had ScanSat, I need ScanSat. We need ScanSat on here so we could start mapping the whole planet. It does look like there's some land coming up over here. Definitely some mountains over that way as well. Look at this, look at this. I think we're just over a big part of the ocean. I did want a polar orbit so we could hit more and more. We could find the bigger land masses. So temporarily we are going to be, you know, in orbit, in low Laythe orbit for a while as we scan over the planet looking for land. I do have a parachute on here on the lander, but everything looking, we're going to have to do this because we're at 1800 meters per second. That looks like a crater impact, and the walls of the crater, that is something. Wonder how deep the ocean is anyway on Laythe. How deep is it? Looks like we are coming up on some land right there. But you know, as we start our landing, it's going to take us a quarter of the planet to get down there. So, you know, we want to be sure that we're going to land. I don't want to go for it right now and just, you know. Guess at what we're going to hit. Yes, we can reload and save and reload until we get it right, but this is just gorgeous. Laythe is gorgeous. Landmass that way. Oh, we got something coming up here. What are you? You're called shores. What are you called? Shores. Shores to what? This looks like a good spot as well to attempt. It's just shores. It's not connected to a whole lot. That's called the shallows. We won't be passing, we might pass the shallows and we can get another. I'm going to pin that right there just in case it says shallows. Yeah, this is just a small landmass. Shores, no highlands or anything. No. It's probably that one. I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. We can mark it. shores. Okay, we marked that waypoint. It's now placed. As the planet turns, it'll come back around and we'll eventually be under it. We'll be over it again at night, but we want to hit this during the day. Still over the GNC. So not a chance to do the... Oh, what do we got here? I can't turn anymore. Ooh, sorry to make you dizzy there. We've got a landmass over here. That's this one. I can't zoom out to see exactly how big it is. What are you? Dunes. We have dunes. Getting a lot of data here. Dunes. Is that going to be... That's going to be over here, so we'll have to wait again. We need to find something that's over here. That way the next time we come over, probably in 30 minutes. Yeah, we'll be back up here in 30 minutes. We don't want it to rotate too far, but we need to find something over here, like this one coming into view now. So we've got dunes over there. Oh, that's just a small island, looks like. Wow. Shores. Just shores. I guess the tectonic plates aren't pushing up the ground enough to give us some good landing positions here. Anyway, that's where we are. We are doing some, well, surveys, I guess. Surveys of the planet, of the moon Laythe. Moon of Jool. Gas giant. Won't be no landing on Jool. So we made it out here. We made it into a low Laythe orbit. And we are currently over the sea. It's Aegean Sea. Go ahead and close that. We'll just have to fly around, try to find a good spot, and maybe dip into the atmosphere, see how hot we get. We're not going as fast. Yeah, it's about the same as Laythe. I really doubt this is going to pull it off. This little engine won't do it now. We can get slowed down enough with the bigger engines and use it as a heat shield. But technically using this whole base as a heat shield, as long as this isn't top heavy, which I doubt it is, this is going to be much heavier than anything else. Our little thing is going to get ripped apart. But you know, with it being so light, we might just be able to land. I have no idea. It's going to be interesting to watch. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. Look at our connections. It is awesome.